Okay, so last time, part one, we talked about using the whip at a distance and creating some cracks. So we did the straight crack here, the overhead crack, and even just coming up from the ground. And getting all of that long range stuff. You crack it right in their eyes, and you're gonna be able to create some distance and create some hesitation. But a crack is not gonna end a fight unless they just run away. So the whip also needs to be useful at a medium range. So medium range, we're thinking things like short sticks. You can think nunchucks, you can think baseball bat, whatever makes sense to you in that sort of medium range type thing. I'm not quite close enough to grab you yet, but I've done my crack, and now either I'm initiating or they're charging forward, whatever it is, I need to be able to deal with that mid-range. So one easy thing I can do is take the whip, I'll call it the middle, right about middle. I'm gonna hold the cracker end in my other hand just kind of loosely, because remember this end is a steel bolt, about that far. So this is nice and solid. I can hold that in the middle, and I can start doing our sort of X pattern strikes across the collarbone. We can come across the hips. We can start coming up into the chin. Whatever it is that way, bang, bang, bang. I can even grip like a nunchuck. So if I had it in the regular grip here, because I was doing a crack, well, I can spin it behind my arm, grip it here, and come out with that heavy end of it, that heavy half. And in this case, I'm not actually holding the cracker part. I don't have to, especially if it's just bang, strike, and come in. If I'm gonna start sort of doing a lot this way, then I need to be mindful of that other end, because it's gonna get tangled up in things. So I can be out here, grab right under my armpit, and then bring that for that upward strike. Now it's resting on my shoulder, and I can just come right back down if I wanted to. So I can come down in that, again, that X pattern that way. I like to hold that other end because it allows me to create multiple distances or a perception of distance. Where here, maybe I can't touch you, but then I know I've still got the other end. I can let go and come right over the top, wherever else I might want, with the full length of that. So even if it looks like I can't touch you from here, I've still got this if I really wanted to. So think stick, like I say, nunchuck, baseball bat, anything like that. It also means that if I was against somebody with, say, a stick, well, stick with stick, it's easy, stick, knife, whatever. At least in part, I can take this part, hold it stiff for different blocks this way and this way, just like I would do with a stick. Of course, it is flexible, so I can't be lazy about this, or I'm still gonna eat it. But I can definitely use it to deflect. I can come over the top and still have the other half of that whip. So even if it's a block and over the top, this might come around into a loop and be able to capture that hand. I've seen it done in other styles, other martial arts that are kind of geared toward that, but honestly only in demonstration. I would be pretty leery myself of sure blocking it, but the idea that I'm going to be able to capture a limb in there and actually retain control of that, I think is pretty slim. The same thing I've had questions definitely about, like, can I take this and have it wrap, you know, around someone's limb, sort of Indiana Jones style. If you practiced enough hours, in theory, yeah, you could get it to wrap around a bottle or a stick or a post or something. But the idea that you're gonna wrap it around a moving limb that's coming at you is like less than 0.1%. It's just not likely gonna happen. And by the time you've tried to wrap it and they're coming in that close, you're already into this range. And of course, our next video, grappling range, where I'm completely in close. I've got that tie clinch, and I've got all kinds of chokes I can do and entanglements I can do with the weapon. But just want to put that one out there, part two, that you can definitely use it as that mid-range weapon once the cracks and the intimidation hasn't done its effect and they're coming in close. I need to now beat them basically with this strong, thick handle portion of it. And then of course, if that hasn't worked or I need to get in closer, that'll be part 3. And we'll talk about wrapping them up, choking them out, that kind of thing.